it's Mental Health Month, I believe. I've seen it on Facebook somewhere. I thought I'd just have a discussion about it. I think it's so important to be able to talk about the problems that you have, and how you feel. You know, these things can really affect your life. I mean, I've struggled with my mental health, and I still do. And the beginning of this year was particularly hard for me, but I confided in my friends. I went and sought help from a counsellor, and I spoke to my mum about it. I told her some things that I've never been comfortable talking about with her, because in some ways I didn't want to let her down. But really, at the end of the day, you know, sometimes you need to get things off your chest, because they can really affect you if you bottle it in, and I've learnt that if I bottle stuff in, it does affect me quite badly. Letting your feelings out and being able to show your emotions and being able to cry is okay. It's quite therapeutic actually, and quite cathartic to let things out, and speaking to someone is always a good thing. They can give you another point of view, they can tell you what they think, they can support you, they can share the load. I know when you're in a state of depression, you shut down, you close off, you kind of just want to be in your own cocoon. You want to protect yourself, really, self-preservation, but you feel like you're a burden on everyone else. But it's important that we do share our feelings, that we do talk about how we think, how we feel, what's going on in our heads, because nobody else can tell. Nobody's a mind reader. You know, they might be able to tell that something's wrong by your face or by your body language, but they're never going to know what is exactly inside your head. And so I think it is really important to talk about how you're feeling, talk about your thoughts, and do share with people, because they do want to help, they do want to be there for you. If people spoke about these things more often and it wasn't treated as such a taboo, then, you know, there'd be less deaths, there'd be less suicides, there'd be less people struggling if we actually opened up. It took me a lot to open up this year. I have bottled a lot of things in, from being 16 years old, from being 17 years old, and I finally told my mum about some of the things, and that has affected me till today. And I'm 24, so 8 years later, and stuff is still affecting me. So it's important, it really is important that we share. And it is hard, and it takes a lot of energy, and it takes a lot of time, but it is worth it in the end, because at the end of the day, it's your health. It is your health. I think it's so important also for men to feel like they can be open, that they can cry if they want to, you know. It doesn't mean you're any less of a man if you cry, you know. In fact, I think it makes you more of a man if you are willing to be open about your feelings, if you're willing to share with people, if you're willing to cry in front of people, because it just shows that you are a human being, you are a person, you know. Whether you're male, female, transgender, non-binary, binary, whatever, you know, everyone is a person, and everyone deserves to be happy, everyone deserves to be healthy, and everyone deserves help. I wanted to talk a bit about how I've suffered. I'm not going to go into full details because I don't want it all out in the public, but I can tell you about certain things. And I suffer a lot with I'd say interactions with other people. I had a few bad experiences at school with bullying, and it's had quite a big effect on me mentally. I always second guess myself. I always think about other people, what they think of me. I always overreact to certain circumstances and think, what have I done? Have I caused them to hate me? Have I caused them to dislike me? What have I done that's made them react that way? And that is down to how people treat me. And it's insane that things that happened 4 years ago can still affect, or 8 years ago, 7 years ago, in my case, you know, that still affect you later on in life. You know, scars can heal, but mental scars don't. You know, some mental scars will be there forever, and they can add to mental issues. They can affect how you are. And my mum always talks about my confidence levels and how they're down, but because I'm a performer, obviously I need to be confident. It's because of the way that I was treated. I always second guess myself and I judge myself very harshly. I know I do, and I can tell you now that I do, but does it stop me from doing it? No. But I do recognise it, and I know some of the triggers that cause it now. And that's only recently that I've noticed these triggers. And so I'm starting to combat it, and I'm a lot better now with dealing with these sort of things than I have been in the past. A lot better. When I'm performing, I'm confident. I'm a confident performer. I don't have problems with getting up and singing in front of people. I don't suffer from stage fright. It's after, when I'm interacting with people, and just before, when people are saying, you know, good luck, it makes me feel on edge. And I think that is back again to do with bullying. I think I don't know how to react to certain people and how what they say. I don't know how to react to that, and that has stemmed from the bullies. It stemmed from people not being nice. I don't think people realise what they do and how it affects you, and how it causes you to think about yourself. You know, it's hard. Life is hard, it's horrible. And you never really forget what people say and what they do. And I've had to deal with a lot of things that people said circulate in my head, but the worst things that have ever been said about me have been said by myself because of what people have said. And living inside your head when you can't get away from it, when you can't turn it off, when you can't say no or stop saying that, or you can't report it to a teacher, or you can't tell your parents, or you can't say to someone, please leave me alone, because it's inside your head. That is one of the hardest things to deal with. And I've only just now started to talk about it, started to tell my mum, started to tell my friends when this sort of things happen, because you can't do it alone. You can't do these things on your own, because it will eat at you until there's nothing left of you. And it's so important to let this out. I've not gone into great detail of what things have been said, but even months ago I wouldn't have been able to talk like this to you about it. And it's only through my friends and family that I've actually started to open up more and to be able to talk about this sort of stuff. I'm not fully recovered, I'm not, and I will probably struggle for a long time, but at least I can live now. I'm not holed up in my room because I don't want to see anyone, or avoiding people's calls or avoiding people's texts because I don't want to reply. I just want to be on my own. I'm not doing that anymore. being with people is, you know, one of the best ways to get out of this, to get out of the rut, and to seek help.